Hello, welcome. This is Kenshin1913, and this is my 1000 video, 600 subscriber, and 700 subscriber special. As you can see, there's various images of video games going across the screen. Anyways, yes, some people are asking me what my video game collection is, and I wanted to show it to you. And here it is. There's a lot of them. Don't judge me. I collect video games. I've been doing it since I've been a kid. Alright, and yeah, if you want it was much easier to do this with just getting images of the video game covers rather than taking pictures of all the games that I own. Now, I don't own all of these games, but they are in my collection. Well, there's a couple you'll probably be like, I don't know why he has that, or like other games, but whatever. Such as SpongeBob. Well, SpongeBob, I like SpongeBob, but yeah, so it's various games. Hopefully, yeah, if you want to see all of them and you can't see a couple of them, please pause the video and check them out for yourself. I have a buttload of them. Again, don't judge me. I'm a video game collector. I've been collecting them since the beginning, I guess. Since ever I've had a video game thingy. So yeah, I actually used to have, might as well tell a couple stories while I'm doing this. I used to actually have a whole lot more NES video games, but when FuncoLand came around, we actually bought a ton of them from FuncoLand, and then when we wanted to get, I think it was the 64 or the PlayStation, we traded in like all of our games and the whole system, and we bought a 64, which was a bad part. And then after I decided I wanted the Nintendo back, me and my brother, because me and my brother are basically, and my sister eventually, we eventually, you know, she's got a bulk load of the DS games, and I've got, you know, me and my brother collected these games. But yeah, the NES games, we used to have so many of them, and we trade them all in. Like, I used to have all the Mega Mans, but I don't anymore. And I only have a couple of them, but I used to own them all. But yeah. What else? Yeah, these images go in no particular order, I don't think. I guess in alphabetical order through the image, I guess, I don't know. But yeah, I have a lot of games. As you can see, it's gonna fill 15 minutes, almost 15 minutes. Let's see, what's another story about my video game thing? The first time I got when I got my first Game Boy, it was when I broke my my shoulder playing hockey, and while I was held up in my house, I couldn't do anything. My sister ended up getting me a Game Boy and Pokemon Blue, so that was very nice of her. You know what? I don't know if I put Pokemon Blue on here. We have Red and Blue, I believe. Me and my sister used to play that a lot. What else? I remember when I first got my NES, it was we used to play it, and then we used to take it over to my uncle's house. Actually, that's where we first played it, was over my uncle's house. Eventually, we never ended up bringing it home for quite some time, and then we brought it home one day and just played the heck out of it. I think the first game I had was Super Mario Brothers and the Duck Hunt thing, and that was very fun. But my mom doesn't like the Duck Hunt game as much because she loves ducks, and she doesn't like us shooting at ducks. So fair enough, we won't do that anymore. But let's see. Then when the I can't say I've ever owned a Genesis until very late. I bought it late. I never actually owned it while they were making games for it. Sadly, I was more of a Nintendo guy in the early stages. Obviously, never owned anything before a Nintendo. And what else? So yeah, Super Nintendo came around, and me and my brother didn't end up getting that for the longest time. It was a very long time till we got Super Nintendo. We actually bought it at Sears, if I recall. or Caldors, if you guys remember that old or Bradley's. I forget which. I think it was Sears. Or Kmart even. I don't know. I can't remember which place we bought it at, but we ended up buying it, and we only had one controller, and we were playing Link to the Past for like ever. This is when they were. This was after they were giving away the Super Mario World with the Super NES. And yeah, so we ended up getting that. And then we collected a lot of games for that, and the Nintendo. We still had the Nintendo. And then after that, we got the 64, and that was pretty fun. But during that time, PlayStation came out, and I saw Final Fantasy VII, and I fell in love with it. My friend brought it over our house, his PlayStation and everything, and we were playing it. And I was like, I gotta get this game. So what I ended up doing one Christmas was I actually bought Final Fantasy VII without owning a PlayStation, just to kind of make my mom have to buy a PlayStation. I know that was a real dick move, but I really wanted Final Fantasy VII. So I had it, and I had it up in my room until my mom. I told her I bought this game, and I was like, I can't play it without you know, without the PlayStation. So eventually she caved in, and she got it for me and my brother for Christmas. And then after that, we kind of lost track with the Nintendo crowd for quite some time, because there were so many great games that came out for the PlayStation. And we had a whole buttload of them. A lot of RPGs that I would play over and over again. And then I think after the PlayStation came the PlayStation 2. We bought that. That was pretty cool. We both loved how backwards compatible it was. And we played that. And it was great. Picked up a lot of really great games. I still own the PS2. It's what I make my Let's Plays on. The newer ones. What else? After that came. I was never really a fan of Xbox. I'd have to say, my friend, when he was moving, he let me borrow it, and I played the only two games that I enjoyed at the time was Fable and Ninja Gaiden, which I never beat because it was really, really hard. But I did get up to I think it was halfway. I'm not sure. And then my brother, he bought the GameCube when they used to have the GameCube sale for I think it was $100, and you got a bunch of stuff with it. So we decided to get the GameCube, but we never ended up getting a lot of games for it. But we still got we made the GameCube kind of like our cool party system, and you know, got a bunch of like Mario Party and a bunch of party games, One Piece Party. And by the way, a lot of these games also, I didn't pay full price for them. That's right. I'm the kind of person who will wait, unless it's a game I really, really want. I'm the kind of person who will wait years and years until the game is totally out of style and no one wants it. Then I'll pick it up for $20. That's what I usually do. Or I go to like a Funkoland. Well, Funkoland's not around. A GameStop and stuff. And I purchased some of the older games, but obviously GameStop doesn't have, older games now, so you gotta find a new place to get them. And yeah, me and my brother used to collect a lot of, I think both of us, our favorite sports are NHL, so we used to pick up NHL games, and I think if you guys noticed, there's a little trend where we stopped buying football games and hockey games and stuff after 2004. Because we kind of didn't care. So after we bought the GameCube, I think I ended up finally buying a Sega at Toys R Us because they were getting rid of them. I got the really small one, and then we just went to Funko. I keep saying Funkoland, but whatever. We went to GameStop and bought a whole bunch of really cheap. Oh, I did have Pokemon on here, and we bought a bunch of cheap, really cheap. What the heck is it? Games, and my friend gave us games. And some of these games I didn't purchase either. I got them as gifts or for Christmas or my birthday or whatever. But yeah, we got a lot of these Sega games really cheap. eBay is another place where I bought a lot of games as well. Eventually, I don't know if you've seen it yet, but there's a lot of games on here that are really rare, and I usually keep, and I excuse me, I usually keep really good care of all my games, so no scratches on the discs, no like dents in the cartridge, no breaks, no burst. You know, I really keep good care of all my stuff. So after I bought the Sega, I bought Shining Force because I loved Shining Force back when my buddy would come over with his Sega. Like, we would always, like, back when I was a kid, we would always share systems. Like, I would go over we had Nintendo, and I would go over my friend's house who had the Super Nintendo. And then, you know, one of my buddies had Sega, and we went over his house and played Sega. And then, like, if they wanted to play Nintendo, we came over and played Nintendo. And, you know, we ended up just, like, sometimes we would just unplug our systems and bring them over other people's houses and play games. And it was really fun. It was nice that we all lived really close. And, what else? So then eventually we bought a Wii when the Wii came out. And the Wii's been pretty good, you know. Really like a lot of the games on there. And then, yeah, that was more of a family system. Like, not only do I play that, my sister plays it, my dad plays it. Every once in a while, when my aunts come over, they play it. And then I got the PlayStation 3, which I decided to get. And this was way after the original PlayStation 3 came out. But I knew I wanted to get that one because I wanted the backwards compatibility, the 100% backwards compatibility. So I had to pay, that was the only time I had to pay a buttload of money to get a system, because they were really rare, and I really wanted it, because that's like my main, as soon as the PlayStation 2 came out, that was like my main buying point, was backwards compatibility. Was like, if it wasn't, because I have all these games for this old system, why do I, you know, why do I need to keep the other system if I've got the backwards compatibility feature? So that's what I did with that. And yes, that game's not mine really, but I put it up there because it's in my collection, I guess. Sakura Wars. Yeah, there we go. High five for that. So yeah, there's a lot of games on here, and you know, if you find any that you might have a story about, put it in the comment section. It'll be pretty cool. I'd like to hear your video game stories too. Trying to think of another. Oh, I remember the first time me and my brother, we went to Funkoland, which is now GameStop, for the first time when they opened up. My mom said that we had a $50 limit, which was a lot of money back then when we were little kids. And we could go in there and pick all the games that we want, up to $50. And me and my brother had like if a diabetic went into a candy store or cake or bakery, and they were like, oh my god, this is so great, this is so great. Oh, we had such a great time. That we got Mega Man 1, we got Mega Man, I think 3, 2. We purchased like a whole bunch of Mega Man games and other various Nintendo games, because I think that's what we had. That was the only system we had at that time, and it was awesome. And then, let's see, I ended up buying, after the Game Boy, eventually Game Boy Advance came out, and my sister got that first. And then I got myself the SP, and then she got herself an SP, because, and then we eventually got a DS. And actually, the DS isn't totally my own, actually. I only own 1/3 of it, because I gave my sister 1/3 of the amount to purchase it. So yeah, and then I bought PSP off my friend for cheap, and what else? I think that's it. Whenever I talk about the DS with my sister, I always tell her that I own 1/3 of it, and that's usually the bottom screen of the game, of the system actually. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap this up because the video is just about over. So I hope you've enjoyed looking at my collection of video games, and once again, don't judge me, I've been a collector. Bye bye.